my lovely.
Hello.
You are listening to episode 39 of Wine After 9 podcast with your host Dionté
and Rashida,
bringing you your group chat personified.
Yes.
So, before we kick things off, we are going to start with the drinks. Rashida, what are we drinking?
So we have switched it up a little bit today. Mm-hmm. We are having some rum.
Ooh,
and some Coke.
Come on.
We've switched it up a bit today.
We switched it up a little bit.
Switched it up just a tad. We've switched it up.
Listen, we're grown.
Yeah,
okay?
We're grown.
It's not every day.
Honestly.
Why?
Sometimes switch it up.
Sometimes switch it up, man.
I actually can't really drink. I think I've said this on here before that I struggle to drink brown liquor now. But I drank it the other day. I went out on Saturday and I had Henny and Coke.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fine. And I was like, I am so back.
Oh,
man.
so it was fine.
I'm back. To be fair, I didn't have I only had like 2 glasses. But usually that would like send me left and I was actually calm.
Yeah.
Maybe because I ate a lot of food. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, we are so bright. Because I love me some brown liquor. Mm-hmm. But there was just a random place where every time I drank it... sends me left.
It's crazy.
It's mad.
I feel like my body's desensitized to it now.
I'm the opposite. Like for me, it's just like why. I don't know why.
Because when I went out on the weekend, I was having Henny and Coke. But like I woke up the next day and I was just like a normal day. I was so shocked. But before, I would be hanging. So the fact that I woke up and I was like, I felt normal. Crazy. I felt a bit gassed, but then I was like, oh, why is this happening? Like, I'm not used to this.
No, honestly.
Maybe they changed the formula in it somehow.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Because I was like, wow, I'm actually fine. Usually. But I'm glad. But let me not also get too gassed and take it too far before I end up coming to tell you guys, I'm hungover, I'm vomiting.
Honestly.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I briefly actually wanted to talk about... the passing of D'Angelo.
Guys, what is going on, man?
Mate, we literally, I think it was today, innit?
Yeah, literally, when I was driving here, my friend called me and she was like, Rashida, D'Angelo. And obviously, I was driving, I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, D'Angelo what? She was like, D'Angelo's dead. I was like, there's no way.
It's crazy.
It's just the fact it was so close to Angie Stone.
That's what I was going to say. Like, their poor son, man. They basically lost parents back to back.
Back to back, because when did Angie Stone die? She didn't die that long ago. She died in the summer, right?
Yeah, did she die this year?
Yeah,
or last year?
She died. I think she died this year.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure she died in the summer, unless I'm going crazy. Mm-hmm. I think she died this summer, just gone, or like beginning of summer.
Fact check.
Yeah, she died March. She died 1st of March.
Oh, wow.
April, May, June, July, August, September. So 7 months.
Oh my God, what a year it's been for their son, man.
Honestly.
But it's low-key scaring me as well. It's like all the artists that we grew up with, they're slowly starting to like die. It's feeling like the end of an era-ish.
It's a bit scary.
It is.
Someone literally said this. They were like, all the artists that we grew up with are literally starting to die, guys. And it's getting a bit scary.
Well, are getting old.
Yeah, they're getting old.
I'm so sorry. I still can't get over Genuine. What do you mean Genuine's a whole uncle?
Genuine that we used
to riding my pony. That Genuine. It feels like I'm in a simulation with that one.
No, honestly, even Usher, low key. Uncle age. When you deep it, Usher.
But then he doesn't look like an uncle. He still kind of looks the same.
Sexy, yeah.
But like the ones who actually look like uncles, like even like Ray J, uncle-ish. One Wish, Ray J.
But how old is Ray J? I feel like he's not that much older than us. Or
no, he is. He's in his 40s.
Damn.
He's in his 40s, definitely.
Actually, because when he was making One Wish, she's probably like same age as Kim Kardashian. And she's like in her 40s, isn't it? Yeah.
That makes sense.
People are getting old, you know?
It's actually crazy.
It's a bit scary.
But speaking of other shocking things, Wendy, Dr. Wendy, Potomac.
God, do you know what? There's been a lot going on. There has actually been too much going on to process on the internet this week.
Oh my God, where's my drink?
Listen, you see Wendy, yeah? Do you know what? I'm genuinely shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, there's some people who just think like, oh, you know what? Like, they can like do things and whatever. But Wendy, genuinely, I would have never seen that one coming.
Never in my life.
Never. First of all, they were high as hell in that picture. They were on that Happy Eddie in that picture. First of all. When I saw the picture, you know when you have to look at something twice and you have to be like, are you actually kidding here?
It's true. I had to do a double take when I saw it.
No, I had to double take because I thought this cannot be the same Dr. Wendy that's walking around Potomac. Like,
fam. So basically, guys, if you don't know, one of the housewives on Real Housewives of Potomac, her name is Dr. Wendy Osefo. Her and her husband got arrested. It's not even funny, but like her and her husband got arrested for some type of fraud, insurance fraud. I think it was basically they tried to say that they got robbed and like told their insurance company that bare of their valuables got robbed. But then on social media, they were posting up with these valuables that they said
she was wearing like one of Bree's. It's like, Wendy, you can't even do fraud. Like, at least we're going to do fraud. Do it properly.
Do it right. But then this thing showed me, you see, keeping up appearances is a dangerous thing. If you know you don't have something, it's best to just keep quiet and live a private life, be silent. Because what is this? The same woman who was looking down on other housewives for doing minute things. But the thing is, like, obviously I'm shocked about the fraud charges, but I'm also not shocked that they would stoop this low.
Yeah.
Because Wendy, I don't know much about her husband, but Wendy gives me the type of like, she will keep her image by any means necessary. And she will do anything to keep that image.
Yeah.
So like, I'm shocked that she went this far, but I also know she cares about her image a lot.
Yeah, she does.
So if she was running out of money, they were like, listen,
we need to do something.
Yeah. Because we can't have people thinking we're out here looking.
Because remember, she quit. Oh, I don't know if you've been watching the recent seasons.
No, I haven't.
So basically, she quit being a doctor. So I think she quit, not being a doctor, but she quit at the university or something where she was like, that's what
being a professor.
Yeah, she quit to focus on like other things. And remember as well, she was gonna open this bar with Peter from
oh my god,
from Real Housewives of Atlanta. So they were going to do some sort of business venture together. I don't know what. He's in jail as well, apparently. I didn't even know that.
Oh my god.
Someone said it's becoming Real Housewives of Prison. Like,
for real though.
Then now Wendy's in her mess, and then Peter's as well was in
Karen
jail.
just got out.
Karen literally just got out, which is insane.
What
so yeah, she quit. So she stopped doing that. That was basically her whole storyline. I said she was like, yeah, I'm going to quit being a press. I'm going to focus on other things. And it's like, now she probably didn't have money like that.
I'm not
when
gonna
they quit,
lie.
maybe.
Her going on reality TV was the worst thing she could have probably done for herself.
I don't think she should have done it.
At all.
Even when she came, and the thing is, I didn't like Wendy for the first 3 seasons she was in. I couldn't stand her. I thought she was so arrogant. And she grew on me a bit when she started to loosen up a bit and whatever. And then I started to find her funny. And then now I actually do like Wendy. Like, I'm like, no, do you know, I actually do like Dr. Wendy. But it was just... Yeah, I was just like, she's got so many accolades, and she would always go on like, I'm a professor, I'm Dr. Wendy, it's Dr. Wendy to you. And it's like, you're actually on reality TV, babe. Like, that already kind of cheapens you a bit.
Yeah, for real.
And it's not even, because some shows you can go on reality TV and come across a certain way, but she wasn't even coming across in that way.
Yeah, for real.
And I feel like the women of Potomac are not really like rich. Like, you know, when you see like Atlanta, you're like, these women are rich. Like, you look at the Portias, you look at the Kenyas, the Candies, Phaedras, like these women have money. And they have like a certain level and class and status. Whereas Potomac, they were just starting. Because when you actually look at them, they're not...
Yeah, none of them are like that. I think probably the richest was Monique at that time.
Yeah.
That's probably the richest.
And even then, they weren't really like rated like that. So I was just like, why would Wendy make that decision? And every season she'll be doing so much like, I'm going to talk at this place. I went to the White House. I did. It's just like, why did you...
But
like, why?
I saw on TikTok, someone basically was saying that... Because people are asking the same questions, like, you already had a successful career, why join reality TV? But then someone said that, like, if you think about it, she got all her 4 degrees in America, and even her husband also has 4 degrees. And they were like, do you know how much debt they probably have consumed from just that alone? So then they were like, even her career, like with CNN, being a professor, all of that, it sounds good, but financially it may not be, they may not pay as well as we think.
Yes.
So they feel like they got to a crossroad where it was like, we're running out of money. Or like, And also, she's Nigerian, so she probably, as an African woman, has people back home who are depending on her.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, her mum, I doubt her mum is working. So I think with that, they were like, we have no choice. If someone's reached out to us, let's just do it, man. The pay seems good. Why not? But then, sometimes there's little telltale signs. Because remember when she first came? Was it when she first came or the second season? And everyone was like, she doesn't even live in Potomac. She lives like an hour or two away from Potomac.
I think I remember that, yeah.
So then I was just like...
She needed it, yeah. And the fame, the brand deals.
Yeah.
Getting her exposure out there, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is such I didn't even think about the depth from them 4 degrees. She was going on about, my 4 degrees, I got 4 degrees. Oh my God.
But in their household, they have 8 degrees that they have to pay for.
Flipping hell, yeah, so that's a lot.
Like, I think their expenditures and their income wasn't matching, so they were like, we need to do something quick.
Someone even said there was an episode like, oh my God, do you know what, yeah? It's days like when Wendy went to jail that I love being a Real Housewives fan because the banter was flying. There was basically an episode last season where her car tyre didn't work, but she came to meet, you know how they always meet at these random restaurants?
Oh yeah.
So then she gets to the restaurant now, she's like, yeah, my tyre's not working, whatever. But the whole day, she was waiting for them to come and get her, and they just basically didn't come to get her. And someone was like, she probably didn't have the money to pay for. So it's not even funny.
Oh my! But that's the thing, fam.
Someone was like, she was really living beyond, because she pulled off in this fuck off range, like it was
massive. She was living beyond her.
She was wearing this outfit, and she was probably living. And they do so much for the show as well. Like they probably put themselves in debt for the show.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I need to seem like this. And Wendy already, and this is why in life, guys, you have to be humble. I love Wendy down, but she's not a humble woman. She's not a humble person.
She's not.
She's so holier than thou. Like the first couple of seasons, she was so holier than thou. And it was just like, Wendy, man. And now look, your enemies are rejoicing. Your enemies are laughing. I know that Giselle and Ashley's already started. I just know that this has made Giselle's year.
This is what's crazy.
And that's what's so annoying.
Because like you said, be humble, because the same way God can giveth, He can take it away. So this is why even when you have your blessings, remain humble. Remain thankful, remain grateful for what you have, and really live in that moment, because fam, there could come a day where something could happen, your life could change in a second for better or worse. And you have to be able to deal with that. It's just so unfortunate, man. But the one person that I thought of when I saw the news was her mum.
I thought of her mum.
Her mum, yeah.
Her mum is like, yep, it's a wrap. My lifestyle's
done. Like, my life is finished.
Yeah, my lifestyle's done.
My life is finished.
Wendy's mum was loving it. Do you remember when she was putting pressure on her? There was a season where the mum was putting pressure on her, like, you need to do this, you need to do more stuff, you need to blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, she's already got enough going on, and she's got 3 kids. She just had a baby at that point as well. The mum was enjoying that lifestyle. Sorry, auntie, it's done, man. It's done. And
the thing is, can you imagine? You see with African aunties anyway, when it comes to shame, it's like they will try and keep it on the hush-hush, but this is public. That was my first
She's
going to hate Wendy.
This is public shame. At least if it was something quiet. TMZ said, bam, here's the article. Now everybody knows. People are running bam.
Do you know how many WhatsApp messages she's probably got?
Do you know how phone is blowing up? This news has probably made it to Nige. Like, it's everywhere. This is to the point, because Wendy already seems that she's quite prideful. I don't even think she could potentially come back to the show.
Oh, yeah.
I think she might, or she's going to go for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then she might come back. Like, the reunion for this season, I don't see her coming to the reunion. That 100% she ain't going to come.
I don't think she'll come.
Because some people will come back to the show. Like, Karen, I feel like Karen will come back to the show. But Wendy, the
only thing is, if she does come back, then you know she really does need the money.
She needs the money. But that's what people are going to be saying. They're going to be like, yep, she had to come back, she needs the money.
But what can you do? Are you going to do fraud again?
Yeah, she's
like, you have to just, like, there's certain things where you actually just have to swallow your pride. Man. Like, you really just have to swallow your pride in life sometimes.
Have to.
And for Wendy, this is the moment. Like, if you are struggling financially, obviously this is alleged, we don't know. But if you are struggling financially, and you have children to feed, like, there's certain things you just have to let your pride go. Your pride is not going to pay your bills. Clearly, we wouldn't be in this mess if it did.
If it did.
So, like, anyway, this is just a lesson learned.
Honestly.
Be humble in this life, or...
Be humble. So, Speaking of other things that have been going on, did you see that Tim Westwood got charged? Do you know what? It was gonna come.
It was gonna come. It was about time.
He tried it. He tried to run to Nige. Mm-hmm. What he was doing there, only God knows. But to be fair, do you know what? In African countries, you already know how it is there. They can go there.
Yeah, the corruption.
He's a white man. He can go there. He can sell himself the way he does and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know with these Afro beats. Yeah. And everyone be like, yeah, he's sick. He's Tim Westwood, whatever. But yeah, sorry. He's been charged.
Yeah, good.
Did you see that it's from crimes back to like the 1980s?
Yeah. Do you not remember the documentary that they did on him?
Did I watch that documentary? Was it on BBC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did watch it. Actually, yes, I did.
Yeah, like a few years back, they did a documentary on him and these crimes that he's being charged for. Fam, even when I went to Dubai for my birthday, I saw him at the club.
You're lying.
Yeah,
really?
Fam. When we were leaving the club, I saw him there and he was just chatting to girls.
He's so
I was
disgusting.
like, what the hell are you doing in Dubai, fam?
He's really disgusting.
So, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He deserves it. He's always given off pervy vibes anyway. So, he really does deserve that shit, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Tim Westwood has always just been a very nasty man. Like, even from... Do you know what? It's so mad that... Because back in the day... It's the same thing with R. Kelly. It's like, it's always this thing that everybody knows about the person. Everyone just kind of just gets on with it. Do you get what I mean? Like, everybody knew what R. Kelly was on back in the day and everyone was just like, yeah, whatever, like, we know. And with Tim Westwood, everyone knew. Like, I remember being in uni and hearing stories about how he would, like, go and DJ at these uni raves and then end up back at girls' halls.
That's
and
insane.
Things like that. Like, he just loves... It's actually disgusting. Did you see that interview that resurfaced of him with Cardi B?
I saw.
I don't even remember that, you know.
I don't either.
Mad.
That is crazy. Did you even see the video of him handing out the sugar baby forms in the club?
I don't know how he got away with this for so long.
Because back in the day, stuff like that was just... It wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. Like, back in the day, a lot of us would kind of just brush it off.
Yeah.
Like, even if it happened to us, you would just brush it off. Like, he's just pervy, man.
Yeah.
But now it's like, because there's more awareness of sexual assault.
Yeah, and so many women are speaking out.
Yeah, so now it's like, it seems like a big deal. Like, it's opened our eyes. But back in those days, even all the R. Kellys and stuff were like, oh, the song sounds good, so...
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, like, we didn't really focus on that or know what that meant. We just kind of took it as... Some people are just like that, so...
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But he deserves to be charged. It's about time.
Yeah, it's actually about time.
It's about time.
It's been going on for too long. Mm-hmm. He's actually so nasty, like... Oh my God.
Ew.
Tim Westwood. We haven't spoken about our predictions, Diddy. Remember last week we made our predictions?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't spoken about it. So who was closest? I'm not going to lie, I was shocked that he got 4 years.
No, I was the closest, I think, because I said 5 years.
Yeah, you was the closest.
Yeah,
I don't know why I thought he was gonna go for like.
But then again, what he was sentenced to and what he will actually serve could be two different things. So again, he got 4 years, but he could be out by summer next year. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I genuinely thought he was gonna get like months. Genuinely. I thought they were going to be like, yeah, like he's got a year, 2 years, whatever. But when they said 4, I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That's still not anywhere near like the time he should be in there for, to be fair. It should be longer, but I was surprised.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't. But again, we have to see how long he will serve in there.
That's the thing, yeah, because they might do the time that he's already... Someone would say that they might include the time that he's already done.
They have to.
Or he would like do... So how long is he? He's been there for like a year, so he'll probably be out by like...
Yeah, so let's say like 3. If he's on good behaviour, he could be out in a few months. Things like that. If he appeals it and it goes through, he could be out. There's so many factors here, but yeah, I'm not shocked about it. I wasn't shocked by the sentencing at all.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. But yeah, let's see when he gets out.
Let's just see what happens, bro.
Let's see, man. So... as a lot of you may know, this month is Black History Month in the UK.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a bit fun to discuss kind of like the differences in generations between like our parents and even grandparents versus us, and kind of like what's different, what's similar, what will we take into our generation, what will we leave behind, things of that nature. And like we briefly kind of talked about it with Wendy and like her mum and kind of feeling shame and all of that. And I actually wanted to ask you to piggyback off of that topic. Do you feel like the pressure that she got from her mum and her family from that generation played a huge part in the reason why she's in the position today?
Oh, that is a really good question. I do think so, yeah. I think the older generation, a lot of our like parents came from other countries and then they settled here and whatnot, and they tried to find their way and whatnot. And I think they kind of look at it as like, we've got these kids that were born here and they just want them to work really hard. And I think with Africans as well, there is already that element of like
work ethic.
Yeah, work ethic. I can get the shame because a lot of African parents kind of are just like, oh, look. And I can imagine Wendy's mum was like, look at my daughter, look at the life that we live, look at the money that she has.
And her mum
you see it in the show,
either.
exactly. And you can see it from the show. The mum was really enjoying that life.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do this. I remember there was a time she was pressuring her to like do more.
And she wanted breast implants, I swear.
Yeah, she wanted to get a boot. Like, there's so much that her mum puts on her because she's like, look at this life that I live because of this child. Yeah. So she could have been like, raw, like, I've stopped doing this professor thing. Now I want to do this, or I'm trying to do this on things and the money's not there. So, of course, desperation, you just do things. Yeah. So I do think that probably did play a big part in why she did what she did. Yeah. She just went about it a really mad way, but... You just fight the things that people do when they're under pressure are insane. Yeah. And she could be looking after so many people because you have to think sometimes with Africans, it doesn't just stem about. This is something I very much always say that is not going to happen with me. I'm not going to look after everyone back home. When I've got my own family, when I do my own thing in life, I'm not responsible for people's children back home. That is one thing I'm dead in when it comes to me, because you watch your parents work so hard, and we've spoken about this on this podcast before, to send money back home to people and blah blah blah. You never know, Wendy could have been looking after her family as well back home. Exactly. So it's like, well, you get to a point where it's like, what really can I do?
I definitely agree with you. I couldn't have said it better myself. I think the difference between our generation and our parents or grandparents, like you said, they didn't grow up in the same country as us. Yeah. So the way they view everything is completely different than their children. Even though we're their children, they still came here. Yeah. While we were brought up here, we went in UK schools. Yeah. We had UK friends. Yeah. Like, we were exposed to so much in the UK in terms of culture. Whereas, like, I feel like our parents kind of saw it as like a stepping stone to just get in a better position. Yeah. And to piggyback off of what you said, I think that is what they tried to instill in us. That's why the work ethic was so much, because the reason why we came here is to have a better life, so you need to think that too. Yeah. Whereas like us, it was like, we don't really need to do that. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Yes, we want to be successful, but growing up in the UK, we have the privilege of not having so much pressure to be great and to do this and all of that. The pressure mainly comes from our parents as children or grandchildren of immigrants. Yeah. So I think even in the Wendy situation, you definitely see that cultural difference between her and her mum. Yeah. But especially when it comes to money, even now, a lot of us don't view money the way our parents do. Yeah. So like, even for example, we're trying to be a bit smarter with our money. Yeah. So like, we're trying to invest more. We're trying to do stuff like that to sustain as much money as possible so that we don't have to ever, quote unquote, be broke again. Whereas like, our parents, it was just like, you have to make money. You have to make money. Yeah. You have to make money. It doesn't matter what you do. As long as you make money, like, da-da-da-da. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's pros and cons to each generation, really and truly.
There definitely is.
But there is definitely a huge pressure from immigrant parents that they instill in their children, but they don't realise, like, we don't have the same pressures. You can relax. Yeah. You came here for a reason. Yeah. Let's live the life that you wanted to live here. But yeah. Well, is there anything else? What do you think that is different from each generation?
I think one thing that is different, actually, and I was just thinking now, one thing that I want to carry on that I don't really see as much anymore. I think life is very different now. There is an economic crisis at the moment. People can't get jobs. There's a lot going on. So obviously a lot less people are having children. But one thing that I really hope that we can bring from our parents' generation is community.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I literally grew up with, like, even all of us, like, all our parents just knew each other.
Yeah.
And they would just do parties and they would just be like, yeah, everyone come, bring your kids. So we all just knew each other. So a lot of people that you'd say, like, oh, that's my cousin. It's not like your blood cousin, but it's like you grew up together. And literally, when I was out on Saturday, I was like looking around the table and I was like, we literally grew up together. Like, we have known each other since we were children.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that is something that we're not really going to have in our generation. Yeah. But it's a different life. Like, a lot of people are not having kids. Like, I'm 32. By my age, my mum had 2 kids.
Yeah.
I don't even have a partner. I don't even have a boyfriend. Like, it's just a different life now. And I'm scared that is an art that's going to be lost because I think it's so important.
Yeah.
Because it helped our parents so much. My mum used to work, both my parents actually used to work nights. And when they couldn't look after me, they could just take me to an auntie's house and all the cousins would be there. And it was fun and would have these sleepovers and it was like, yeah, it's all exciting and blah, blah, blah. But that is an art that we are losing.
Yes, 100%.
Because so many people are just having kids on their own. Because my friends that have kids, like, my friends started having kids from way back, like from when they were like, I've got friends that had kids when they were like 24, 26, 28. And they're kind of on their own. Whereas when it was like literally my mum and 2 of my cousins were pregnant at the same, like, my mum and 2 of my aunts were pregnant at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
They're all literally months apart. So when they all had babies at the same time and it was all excited and they could lean on each other in that time, we don't really have that anymore.
We don't.
And that's one thing from our kind of parents' generation that I really, really rate.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't have said that better.
Yeah, and it was so good for culture as well. Because I think we are so in tune. Like, a lot of us, I say this all the time, like, when you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to say, oh, I'm Ugandan and Sierra Leonean. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm from Croydon or I'm from whatever. Yeah. And I think that is one thing that our parents were really good. Like, a lot of, like, the Black Brits are so big on where they're from.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I really love. And we grew up in community. Like, a lot of us have memories of, like, going to these parties from people from, like, and eating our food and all of that. And I just really hope that is something that we keep. But it's going to be so different for us because a lot of people are culturally like different countries, like people, like, I've got 2 parents from 2 different countries, but a lot of people have like 2 Ugandan parents, 2 Sierra Leonean parents, 2 Jamaican parents, blah, blah, and then those kids are going on to marry like Nigerians. So you're going to like a Jamaican and Nigerian wedding, St. Lucia and Ghana wedding. Like, it's so interlinked, and I really hope that kind of sense of this is where you're from and blah blah, I hope that stays.
100%.
I really hope it does.
I definitely agree with you. That's one thing I feel like our parents' generation beat us on, is the sense of community.
Yeah.
But I also feel like the putting myself first era is going to ruin that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with our parents, yes, they may have taken it too far sometimes, but the reason why it works so well is because they never really put themselves first.
Yeah.
So it would be a thing like, so even for example, do you know how many times when I was a child, I would stay at an auntie's house for like 3 months, for weeks or months, like things like that, or vice versa. Like, there'll be times when we'll have cousins here and they'll stay for the whole of the summer holiday.
Yes, that was such
and
a
stuff
thing
like that. Like,
yeah.
Or like, yes, Christmas, their parents may come, but then they'll go and leave their, like, So even on the days where it's like, I'm tired, but you know what? My sister needs me, or my brother needs me, or my cousin needs me. Just bring them.
Yeah.
Whereas now, the whole era of like, I'm putting myself first, there'll be a lot less offers.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
so true, yeah.
So for example, if we need a babysitter, a lot of people will decline because I'm putting myself first.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, or it's tiring, or whatever the reason is. And I feel like it's good, but in order to have a sense of community, there has to be an element where you think of others.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what good is a community if everyone is thinking about themselves? Just everyone be on their own.
That is so true.
Do you get what I mean? So, and I was discussing this with my cousins actually over the weekend. Like, how even now we're still so close. But it's because, like you said, the community that we had growing up.
Yeah.
I had an auntie, yeah, and like we were related to my cousin's dad, but he had passed away. So what my auntie would do, his mom, on like a random weekend, she would just knock on the door, drive off, and leave him there on the doorstep. So we had no choice but to let him in. But like looking back, and even after speaking to her, things like that
is mad.
No, her reasoning, I get it. Because she was like, because his dad had passed away, she wanted him to have a relationship with his dad's
family, yeah.
And like those times, I'm sure people were busy or like, oh, I'm going here, going there. She was like, okay,
I'm gonna
here, yeah. And then she'll come back a day or two later. So then it became a habit where everyone just got used to it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, but it works because till this day, we're so close.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I do thank her for that.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but
wild.
She did what she had to do to ensure that her child had a good relationship with both sides.
It's good that she did, get him into both sides. Because it can get one-sided.
It can. It can.
Get like that.
So even the fact that she put in that effort as a single parent of today.
Yeah.
I've got so many bills, my children this. How can I expect to look after someone else's child? There'll be every excuse under the book. Whereas she went out of her way, not even just him, like to have a relationship with me, with my brother, with my other cousins. She went out of her way to build those relationships with us as a single woman.
Yeah.
So like,
wow.
That just shows you have to have a sense of community. You have to put others first at times, not all the time.
Yeah.
And I just think our generation needs to work on finding the balance.
Yeah.
But also I wanted to bring up discipline.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously we all know how the discipline was back then and now. For me though, actually let me ask you, when it's your time to have children, would you think that you would beat them?
I personally don't think I will. But only because I wasn't really beaten as a child. Like I would get like a slap or like a tap or whatever, but I wasn't really like beaten. But I can see why a lot of people wouldn't do it, because some kids were like, we talk about it and we laugh about it and it's like, yeah, we got beats from your parents, but some kids are genuinely traumatized and were really beaten. Like when their dads would be like, yeah, go and get a belt from the thing and bring the belt, and they would beat you and whip. Like that is a lot.
Yeah, for real.
So I can see why a lot of people are just like, I'm not putting a single hand on my kids. I do think our generation does this thing called gentle parenting, and I've seen it from both sides. Sometimes I think it does work, but sometimes I think some people are too gentle with their kids. I think too many kids are out of order. And I have worked with kids for a period of time in my life, and some kids have no boundaries and no nothing. And it's like, whoa. But I do think there are ways to do it without beating your kids. I think you can be firm and you can instill discipline, and because I've seen it. Like there's some kids I know that don't. Some of my friends are just like, I'm not gonna ever do that to my children, and their children are so well behaved. I think we're just doing things a lot differently and more from a place of love. I think a lot of people will tell you like they grew up in houses where it was just discipline. There was no like love. Like I even see TikTok sometimes of people like when my dad is going to Africa and they're like dancing and they're so happy. Yeah, that's actually. But they're sad. Like our age, and it's just like, oh, when I would get so gassed when my dad would go to Africa and not come back, and that's really sad. That is sad. When you really deep, it's like everyone laughs about it, but it's actually quite sad. It is for real, 100%. Yeah, and like a lack of like love, I would say, or affection. I think to perfectly sum up what you're saying, it's like our parents' generation raised their children on trauma, whereas we're raising our children on love. Yeah, trauma and fear. Yeah, trauma and fear. Yeah. But for me, I don't want to beat my child as in like anything past my hand, I'm not doing. Yeah. Like I don't mind like taps, things like that. However, I also slightly don't agree with like
gentle parenting works. I don't think it works for every child.
No, definitely not.
Because like you said, there's certain children who are menaces. They are like
so badly behaved.
Certain children, I'm not going to lie, shoot me if you want to. Certain children need to be beaten.
They're very
but like
bad.
Spanked, let me say. Not beaten, but spanked. Certain children need to be spanked because, like you said, a lot of parents are kind of just, they're so passive that they're almost allowing their children to raise themselves.
Yeah.
And then you're just there to make sure they don't die.
Yeah, basically.
But like,
yeah, you're right.
What we don't realise, although yes, it was extreme, but certain disciplines that our parents' generations gave us instilled certain things in us from a young age. Like, we knew not to do certain things, or like even respecting our elders, all of that. Yes, I don't agree with their methods, but the message behind it, I kind of agree with. But again, I think it's kind of a typical trauma response. When you go through something, you tend to want to do the complete opposite type thing. But it's just about finding the balance.
The balance, yeah.
And also parenting that individual child.
Yeah.
There's no one size fits all with every child. So my true answer is, I don't know. I have to see that child. I could have a well-behaved child, or not well-behaved, but like a child that doesn't really give me that much problems. I'm not going to beat that child. You're not giving me a reason to. However, I will say that I would like to use spanking as a complete last resort instead of it being the first. Like, I want it to be like, I've tried everything and nothing has worked. So now, depending on the age, now I have to slack you because clearly you're not listening to me. And if you don't hear, you must feel.
No, I do.
So,
I do totally hear that.
I think it depends on the child, I guess. But
it's a hard one. Yeah, it is a hard one. I think people do different methods now, like they take things away, grounding and things like that. I think children just need to know that there's consequences for their bad behaviour. I think a lot of kids don't know that there's consequences for their bad behaviour.
But stern consequences as well.
Like, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be punished. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, just leave them. They're just trying to express themselves. That's the new thing now. That's why kids are just moving mad nowadays.
No, honestly.
Absolutely
that's the thing.
mad.
But again, it goes back to every child is different. So for example, there could be a child where you take the phone away for 2 weeks. They know they're getting it back in 2 weeks.
That's the thing, yeah.
So it's just like, oh, if I just don't use it, they'll just take it away for 2 weeks. If I take it away and I don't give you a date on when it's coming back.
Yes.
All right then.
When I see your behaviour change, I'll give it back.
And I'm not even, it's not even just 1 or 2 acts. I need to see a few weeks
then you can get
of
it back.
Proven
very good
behaviour. But like, sometimes I don't really agree with when parents tell their children the time frame. Because a lot of kids will rebel against that because they'll be like, oh, what's my mum going to do? Just take away my phone for 2 weeks. And then some kids may have a second phone. And they're like, okay, take it.
That's
then
true.
what? Like, there's so many scenarios when it comes to children. I think it's just one of those things, like, you just have to see when you get there.
That's the thing. And it's so hard, and it's different times as well, because you have to remember, when we were growing up, we didn't have social media. It was just like, when you got to go on the laptop, it was a big deal. It's like, when, for example, I was like naughty, my dad would be like, you're not allowed to use the computer. And I would be itching because I would be missing out on everything. Whereas now, they can just find things.
Exactly.
They can literally just
things
go to let me
log
into this on your phone, or let me do this, or it's not hard. And generational change, there's different challenges. Like, kids are exposed to so much that their behaviour is different. So bad behaviour back when we were growing up was certain things. Kids were getting into certain things. Now it's all different things. Like, at the moment in EastEnders, right, there's this storyline that there's this kid that's an incel. And he's it's basically like adolescence. It's mad, yeah. And he's basically, where it's up to now, he basically beat up his stepmom. Like, he physically assaulted her.
Oh, hell no!
Insane. But basically, the whole thing was like the struggle of the dad trying to get him in line. And the struggle and the fact that he would like take away his laptop and then he would give it back. Or he would go to school and just find a way to get access to these things.
Exactly.
It's so different now to what it was before. So that's like a challenge we're going to face. And also, I think for our parents, they were kind of experiencing that the first time because they were brought up in different times, so they kind of only did it how they knew how to do it, and we're just going to do it how we knew how to do it.
Exactly.
It's just a cycle.
It is a cycle, man.
God,
the thing is, we'll take these there's going to be obviously things that we'll take and leave behind.
Yeah.
In our parents' generation. But
there is a lot that we'll take.
Yeah.
But another thing actually I wanted to say about like the differences of generations, and again I've said this before on the podcast, I think the thing I like, and you briefly mentioned it, that we put ourselves first. I think that is a thing that our parents' generations didn't really do. And I mean that in terms of like just like life, work. I think this generation, even the younger generation are very much like, my mental health is being affected here, so I am not going to do this anymore. Whereas our parents stayed in situations that physically broke, like people.
What is mental health?
Yeah, exactly. Mental health is nothing to them. Yeah. You just have to get by. Oh,
if you can walk, you can walk.
Yeah, you can whatever. Or they would be very ultra religious and be like, God will provide, and I can't be depressed because I serve a God, and things like that. Whereas our generation are very much like into self-care.
Yeah.
Like our generation, if you're working a job, I've seen so many people work jobs that is, people are literally having breakdowns at work, and they'll be like, I'm quitting this job, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas our parents were just taught to stay, like they stayed in situations. Yeah. Like parents have worked, some people's parents have been in the same job for like 40 years.
Yeah.
And they just got in that lane and they stayed there. Or for when they were studying, there was only certain paths. And I was having this conversation with I went to like a bar and I met this older woman. Hopefully she might even be watching this actually, because I told her to listen to the podcast. And we were just talking about like the things that I do, and I was telling her, yeah, I'm a creative, I've got a podcast, I do radio, all these things, and she was like, that's so exciting and so interesting. And she was like, in our time